All right. I think we're on. I think. I think. Are we? Maybe. It says we're offline, but that could just be it not updating. Nope, it looks like it's updating. All right. Well, today we are going to be modeling out more of the cave level. As you can see from this wonderful abyss here, things are going smoothly. Clearly, you can see how wonderful everything looks. All joking aside, let's turn off the wall there. That way we can get in here. So since the last dev stream, which would have been Thursday of last week, I've done a little bit more with the level. Still haven't done any UV mapping, mostly because I don't want to start doing that until I get the entire level modeled out. It would just be nightmarish to do the UV layouts, then move some stuff around, and then have to redo the UV layouts. No one wants to do that. So we've added a pedestal here in the center, where the player can come down, and this will be sort of the central area that you can look at everything from. It will be the key to progressing to the end of the game once you've gone to the other three areas and done what you need to do there. We have modeled out the entrance to what I call the sub-area, which is a giant labyrinth underground. It is this massive hallway here. And it's just this sort of precarious... You know what, actually, instead of showing this off in Maya, why don't I just go ahead and show it off in Unity? Let's go caves, underground kingdom, caves, caves. All right. All right. So, still haven't modeled out the actual entrance yet. But this is where you'll come into the caves from the surface. Got our little stalagmite. Our pedestal. And this part that's not done, that's what we're going to be doing today. It is going to be the path to the Terra Lacus, or the underground lake. I'm still kind of debating what I want to do with it. I want to do a bridge, but I need to decide if I want to do sort of rickety old rope bridge, or if I want to do something a little more like Chinese or Japanese style bridge, because I'd like each area to have its own sort of unique aesthetic. And the Terra Lacus, I think, is going to go for a more Eastern style. This is the path to the sub-area, the labyrinth, and you're not going to have to walk the whole way. I just want it to sort of feel like you're walking into a very dark, foreboding, long place before we get to the transition to the actual stage. So from there, I might have to actually put some other stuff in here just to make it a little more interesting to move around in here. I'm still planning on doing stuff like adding stalactites from the ceiling, carving a hole in there to let some light in here, make it more visually interesting. Having some water come out near the Terra Lacus area. But I don't know if I want to try and stick a puzzle or maybe an item in here somewhere hidden. Oh, actually, no, I do want to do that. I know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to stick a... Well, before I say that. So this is the entrance to the Magma River area. It's going to be sort of this steel metal platform that you get into and flip a switch, and it'll automatically transport you down this rail. So you aren't going to be walking there; it'll be a transport. I might allow the player to, if they're clever, sort of climb up here and hop onto this rail and actually make the transition themselves and have a little key or something, a nice little jewel that's small but noticeable if you're on the track coming here that you can pick up as a treasure. That would be nice. And then if they just keep walking, they'll make their way towards the Magma River. Is that a weird geometry piece? Sorry, I just... No, that's just the light coming off of the... Okay. Unfortunately, there's no way off of this as is right now, so we're just going to jump off to our death. Okay. Actually, if I think if I hit continue, it'll... Oh, no, it didn't break. Okay, I thought it... Oh, but there are two... Oh, right, yeah. It did sort of break. Because there's... I just dragged a prefab instead of spawning it in manually, which means that when I restarted the level, it put two of them in. But yeah, that's what we have so far. I think today is going to be modeling out Probably the magma platform that we have over here. That's going to take you to the magma river, and if I can decide what it's going to be, the bridge over to the Terralakis entrance. And hopefully that'll be something more fun than just, having another stone walkway. So, let's go ahead and minimize that. And let's get to work. So, and let's go ahead and grab a cube, plop that in there. Let's 0 it out. And then let's immediately unzero it out because I need to see what it is. Although actually, you know what? Let's go to object mode. And this, move the seal of time, which is probably just a temporary name. But I was trying to name this stuff. I like to name everything in the scene, so it's not just like PCube1, like they spawn in as. And Seal of Time just came up because I was thinking of Legend of Zelda. So, yep, that's what it's temporarily called. I'll come up with a cooler, probably punnier name later that no one will ever know because I seriously doubt I'll ever mention it by name in the game. So, now that we have that, I think I should just be able to... Yep, okay. Toggle off the center layer that way. Don't have to mess with it. Let's go back to the cube. 0 you out. And I really hope that my volume is coming on correct. That's a little bit better. I just did another video. That was a tutorial for Hoosier Games, the student organization I work with. And the volume, for some reason, was really low. And I don't know if that was because of my microphone or if it was because of the video editing that I did on it that just made it come out low. But hopefully this this video won't turn out to be some sort of weird low volume thing. But anyway, back on topic. So that's what we're going to try to fit into. So let's go to the attributes. Go to the shape. Also, let's name it, I don't know, magma platform. I really wish I knew what these were actually called. I need to research this because it's not an elevator. It's not going up and down. It's going left and right or horizontally. And I'm sure that there's a name for that. And platform is the only thing I can think of, but there has to be another term, like lift or something. Maybe that still doesn't seem right. Anyway, so let's say its depth is probably 1.5, or 2. Let's actually move this so that way I can more easily see. No, it's like it's going to be 2.5, I think. Yes, there we go, 2.5. Let's give it a width of 4. Too much. 3. 3.5. And it'll be here. So that way we actually do have some room for people to get up here and sort of wiggle around it, get on the rail, and jump. Okay. Now let's move it down. It's actually gonna... you know what? I might go a little overboard on the animation here. Add some nice little details that don't really need to happen, but we'll see how insane it gets. Always have the option to undo it later. So let's go ahead and do subdivisions width 3 and depth 3. That should be good. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and do 3. And then we will change its height to be, I don't know, 5. That's pretty good. Actually, no. Let's change it a bit more and make it something like 7. So it's pretty tall. I want it to be pretty tall. Let's go back here. Set its Y to be 0. That's a little rough. I also want to have the height subdivisions be 4. Because I want to have a subdivision down here for the rail to slide under. And that'll be the floor, the space between the floor, and the top, I think. So, yeah, 4 is what we want. So let's go back to object mode. Type's probably fine. don't want it to be too big, but I also don't want it to be really small. But I think this, will work. If we drag this up here, let's make it 0.75, I think. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, then let's do edges. Let's move that to be 0 in the Y. Move you to be, I'm assuming you're already, nope, I was way off. You are probably at like 3. Yes, you are. So 3, that's, crap. You know what, I actually want 5. Great, fun. We gotta do the fun thing, adding more after I've already done 1. Yeah, there we go. I knew that was gonna happen. Always does the moment you start moving things around. Okay, let's go 5. Because it does not like moving things around. Oh, that also put that in a pretty nice spot already. That's pretty convenient. Let's put you at 0 again. Let's put you at, I don't know, 4. That's pretty tall, but I'll move you back later. Move you back to 3. Oh, no. Ah! I'm going to put you at 1. Yes, 1. Put you at 3. There we go. That way we can have this sort of swing open as a door, and this will be the ledges to keep you in, to prevent you from falling out. That's something I would... I actually had to think a little bit. It didn't take me too long, but I did have to think about... let me turn on the walls. The player making the transition, and as you make transitions in Text Quest, it sort of takes after Ocarina of Time, in which the character keeps walking in the way that you were going while the screen fades to black, and that meant that in situations like this, where you have this long hallway with sides that are not solid, so you could fall, there was the possibility of people walking and then hitting the transition and not being able to stop walking until they fall off of the ledge, basically. So I had to come up with a way to keep you from doing that. So I would like to turn off the wall there. So I wanted to avoid doing that with the magma layer. So I'll have these guards here to prevent you from jumping up and falling off the rail. Mostly because I'm actually not sure what would happen there. I think if the transition completed before you hit the ground, everything would be fine. Otherwise, it would get kind of weird. I probably need to actually think about that and look at the code and see what I do. Because chances are I just didn't account for that. Okay, and because I've already just realized that I need more edges. Oh, actually, do I? Let's see, so it's about there. No. That's going to be it. Let's go to 17.25. Yeah, that's fine. Put this negative 14.25. And it's probably going to be, I don't know, like 2. Nope, I was way off. 1. Let's see what negative 1. Okay, so that's going to be our nice little platform. And if I right, I'm also going to want to go to edge. I like that. Mesh tools, insert edge loop, because I need actually more edges for the doors. Don't need one there. It should be fine. Alright. Let's go back to select. Let's see, where are you going to move to? 0, you're about 15.75, so let's give you 16.25. Ah! Negative 16.25. So I'm going to assume that you are going to be 15.75. Wow! Negative 15.75. I do that all the time. I should do this stuff like, I already knew that. Negative 14.25. Yep. I really need to do this stuff in relative position rather than absolute, but negative 15. That's negative 15.25. There we go. So that way it is. Let's see, that's it. Yeah, so they're one apart. And 1 is about what I like for a small width to be. So let's go ahead and do faces. Let's save this. Delete these. Alright. So that's what the inside would look like. I am going to need to do a couple of bridges. Actually, what I probably should have done is extended this stuff up. That way everything would already be solid and I wouldn't have to do weird stuff. Well, do I want to change it, or I'm probably going to have to change it. Okay, well, fun lesson for the day. Well, actually, you know what? I wonder if I could just be lazy. Probably could. Laziness is always a fun option. It would require a bit of work, though. Be less lazy to do it another way. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm just gonna. Let's see. I could hide it. Nah. I'll just move it off to the side for now. We'll start over with a new cube. Let's put its z-axis 0. No, negative 15.25 or 75 with attributes. Let's try magma lift. Cubes, a depth, I think it was like 2.5, right? Yep. And a width of 3.5, correct. And a height of 7? Right? Yeah, I think that's right. Alright. So let's go ahead. Actually, nope. Instead of doing that, let's do a height of 3. Move you down. Let's do subdivisions width 3. Subdivision height or depth 3. That would give me that. Subdivisions width need to be 5. And height needs to be 3 from here. So this would be rail, floor. Nope, actually, okay. So this is going to be 2. Subdivision's height 2. Alright, let's see how this works out for us then. So, face, actually object. So it's height of 3, that means it should be at 5. Like that. Actually, I might shorten that height to be 2.5. Make this negative 2.5. Yeah, that's good. I don't want the rail to eat up so much room, so I like that a lot more. So let's go to edge. You were over at 1. No, x, z, negative 1. You were over at 1. You were over at 14.25. Positive. Again. Negative 13.25. That's the problem with working in, not working from the center. I should actually just move this over now that I know the actual shape. Got this. Okay. So we're looking at negative 1.5. Let's do this negative 0.5 and positive 0.5. All right. So now we have our base and I keep miscounting the edges that I'll need. You'd think that I would learn. Let's go to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop, because I need one for the rail. W, actually, let's just select. Let's make you 0.5, positive 0.25 actually. I said 25, didn't I? Okay. Negative 0.25 and 0.25. Is that good? I think it is. But just to be sure. It's a little too good, so let's bump that up to 5. 0.5. See, I think that's a little too wide though, so let's make that 0.4. Negative 0.4. U. 0.4. Of course, I need to move it back. Ah! It's all over the place today. Do I like that? I do. I like that a lot more. Okay. So, now let's zero you out again. Okay. So now what we can do is, instead of having those sort of odd areas that I need to fill in, I can just select these faces. Edit mesh and extrude. Move it up to 1. Then let's extrude again. Oh, except I extruded the lines, which I do more than I really should. Extrude faces again. Move you up. Another 1, I think would be fine, so to 2. And then let's go ahead and do another extrude. This time it'll be smaller at 2.5, I think, or 2.25. That's nice. And then just fill in the holes, I guess. So that would mean that, hold on, think real quick. So this is the door. This is the area that you would be able to look out of. This would be the top rail. Yeah, okay. Curious, I don't use the fill tool very often. I've only ever filled it with things that were not broken up like this. So let's see what happens. I'm kind of curious. So, and I always forget where it is. It's mesh. Fill hole. Nope, did not like that. It did nothing. So, hooray! And this is going to be fun. So let me just delete these faces. Don't need them. Delete those faces. We don't need them. Oh, and I accidentally deleted way more than I should. And that's why you should do this instead of what I was doing, perspective view. So delete these. And delete. Nope, nope, that's from the top. Oh, right. Bah. Is that right? Yes, that would be right. Well, it didn't exactly solve my problem, but it's not as bad as I would have thought. So, okay. Um, so what we're going to do is we are going to bridge a bunch of this stuff. Bridge that. Bridge that. Bridge that. Bridge that. Actually, I'm going to skip the doors for now. Bridge that. Oops. Ugh. Hit Command V instead of Command B, or Control B. Bridge those things. Okay. One more bridge. Bridge. So that's our edges. Now, how do I want to do this? Oh, right, I also need to do these. Bridge. 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 I think this is what happened last time, too. Wasn't I just saying bridge a lot? So I guess if you really like bridging, then that's pretty funny. Actually, I will say that that's doubly funny because the tweet I sent out before all of this was, "Come watch me bridge the gap between caves and lakes." Ah, ah, ah. That was all a reference to the fact that I was going to be working on the connection area to the Terralakis, but this works too. You know, it's kind of funny in a cosmic way, or that completely unfunny way that I'm known for. You know, not ha-ha funny, more like you sort of give me a pity laugh, I guess. It's okay, I know I'm not very funny. Well, I'm usually not very talkative, but I think it would just kind of be awkward just to sit here in silence and have you guys just watch some random guy do some modeling. Bridge that. Then again, I'm sure that this will be super funny for me in the future because I'll come back and hopefully I'll actually know how to do modeling in a much more efficient manner, and I'll just be slapping my forehead the entire time going like, oh, well, you know, this was 5 hours of utter waste of time when I could have done it in like 10 minutes. But that's kind of how skills go. I'm actually not quite sure. I think that's kind of high, but no, it's fine for now. Okay, so the reason I left these alone is because I want to mesh. I can never remember. It's extract. Okay. Magma lift has that. Crap. Nope. Hold on. Unextract those. It extracted them to be two separate things. So fine. We are going to cheat and to edge here. Let's bridge these two, and then let's go to face. Now let's extract. Mesh. Extract. That way it's one thing instead of three. Let's go back to edge here. Bridge that. Face. Mesh. Extract. Okay. So this is our platform. The right door. This up to that. Up to that. That up to that. Nope, and I can't move it, huh? Oh, it's because I'm already left. Open no spaces door. Just move that there. Okay. Really wish that I knew a better way to do this layering stuff. It would be called doors layer Save. Turn that off. I can go back here. Go to edge. Bridge these things. Oops. Bridge. Bridge. Well, I guess, well, I mean, I don't really know what kind of trivia would be interesting for me to talk about. You know, I've watched a little bit of, you know, a couple of other development streaming stuff, and they always have really cool stuff to say about their game. And I'm not going to say that my game doesn't have cool stuff to talk about, but I've never been good at coming up with it. Especially not on my own. It's much easier when people are sort of asking questions. It's even hard to tell what I'm exactly imagining the layout's going to look like, because most of the time I get the general shape of the object in my head first, and then I go about looking up what words would fit best with it. What the heck is that? Oh, that must have been from way back when I accidentally pressed Control V. That's... wow, okay. Wow, yeah, that was... so, you know, the lift to the magma area I think is going to have this sort of like Roman architect feel, mixed with a very industrial theme. So I want to get sort of a mix between, you know, Roman Colosseum stuff and metalworks. So this platform is going to be metal. It's not going to be stone or anything like that. So I'm going to have to think about what word is going to be best representative of it. You know, platform or lift could work, but you need to do it in a interesting way. I could actually do a pattern on the side so that it sort of doesn't it has like a layered effect. So the underlayer is something like platform or metal, and then above that we have design or symbol or something like that to make it a little more visually interesting. This kind of works. Actually, here, get rid of these faces, because they are not going to be seen. They're those. And here's where we're going to try to do fill tool one more time. See if I can get it to work properly. Oh, and it worked. Okay, that's nice. So it must have just been because I had those weird spots in there. Yeah, I definitely need to work with shortcuts more, just to sort of improve my workflow, so I don't have to keep going up to, you know, edit mesh and all that. And that's what I did with Bridge. Bridge was not always... oh, crap, what did I just do? I just broke something. Okay. Let's try... oh, I know what it was. Ah, right. It's because you can't... connect components across edges, which is really dumb. I'm sure there's probably a preference setting or something for that. And actually, you know what? That would be clean topology, or cleaner topology than what I'm going to do here then instead. Which is... actually, you know what? I have to do that because I can't just make a diamond shape in the middle. Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. So, mesh connect components. Mesh connect components. And instead, what I could do is just add divisions. See if I can add 2. Apply. Go to vertex. Are those even lined up properly? I didn't think so. Boo! I'm gonna have to move them. Edit mesh connect components. Gross. Got that curve there. Ah, man. Mesh connect components. So that means these two guys are gonna go to... oh, what was it? Negative 0.5. Ah, no, not x in the z, because I always get those mixed up. Negative 0.5. Okay, negative 0.4. And 4. 0.4. 0.4. 0.4. Okay, that's better. Going to have to do it all again for this. Or I could just leave it blank, and then no one would ever know. That's not true, but... Well... I'm not contemplating leaving it, but I was contemplating just moving this back into Unity to see what it looks like, and I think I might do that. Just to make sure that I get a sense of scale properly. I want that to be like 15 point, yeah, negative 15.7. 5, okay. That's the position it's going to be in. Oh, and you know what, actually before I do, well, I don't need to do the bottom parts yet. I'm also not going to do what I originally said I was going to do, or hinted at what I was going to do. I was going to try and do some gear work with this stuff. This the caves area. By which I mean I was going to try to get rid of this magma platform now. Save that. Export this. Caves. By which I mean I was going to try and have like actual gears that would be turning as you moved along the rail, but the player will never see that. It would just be a nice little detail that I would have added, but it's more animation, it's more work, and it's I only like doing that on some very small, easy things to do. I don't like doing that for stuff like that that would require probably like, I don't know, 30 minutes at least to animate everything, make sure everything rotates properly. I mean, I'm already going to have to sort of do that. Oh, right, the doors layer. Oh, no, I left it. Oh, no! Ah! Because I was moving the actual... Ah, crud. Okay. Boo. Boo. Ah, crap. They're not parented, are they? No. So let's parent these to that. Then zero them out. Maybe that'll be better. Okay, that's better. I like that. Okay. I was worried that was going to be annoying. But it's not, so hooray. Let's save. Let's turn on our center layer just for effect. Then let's export this all again, because it's kind of important that that's all working properly. File, export selection, caves.fbx. Guess I want to replace it. Let's go back here. So that's caves, models. Just drag this to Unity, replace in file destination. Let's open up Unity. All that stuff should be imported, correct? And it is! Hooray! So let's go to the platform. Left and right door, which I'm not going to show. I will just disable them, really. The platform itself is going to have a mesh collider. I was going to try to do some more box collider stuff with it, but I think that'll be fine. Let's plug this in, see what it looks like. It's not bad. I might lower this stuff just a bit. I was worried about it being too tall. I was trying to make it match, you know, this thing. I might lower this too, because I want the player to be able to see stuff, not feel like a little kid peeking over the edge of a ride. I do like that though. It's a nice size. Have a little lever over here that'll. Which side should it be on? Probably should be on just this one, because it doesn't really matter. Or I could just not have this door here, which I might do, actually, because not having this door here means I don't have to animate this door closing. Aha! I can be lazy. Who doesn't like being lazy? It also means that I can have a nice symmetrical, you come in from this side, lever's right here, it's in the middle. That way when you get to your destination, the lever if it was over here, it would make sense because you're going to be going this way, but going this way, the lever is like back here, and you're not going to be looking at it. So, yep, I kind of like that actually. So I'll get rid of this door over here. I will lower these to maybe 0.75, enough that you can't jump over them. You can't really crouch jump in this game, so because crouching makes you immediately sort of like slam on the ground. So I might just do that. I also need to up the darkness a little bit, or make that pit a little deeper, because you should not be able to see that. I think I'm just going to make that pit deeper, because I prefer that you can actually see the walls. Anyway. Okay. Got a good idea now. Let's minimize that. Let's go back here. And it's been about 45 minutes, so I'm going to crack open my Dr. Pepper. Oh, and it's fizzy. I've just had sitting here with me for 45 minutes, which is probably not good now. Should have opened it a while ago so I can enjoy it, but... Okay. Back to work. So... let's go ahead and lower this. And, actually... this all up. Take a look at it. So let's actually get rid of this. Rid of these faces. Delete that. Do the doors layer. I don't remember if I... oh, good, I didn't. Okay. I did object mode, but sure, why not? Right. The problem is that it's targeting that door too. So, get rid of that. And I don't remember how to do this. I think it's merge. Combine. Okay. So now if I were to drag this platform... ugh, and it's way off center now, but I know how to fix that, so... it's going to be negative 15.75. Okay. So that... it's looking good. Moving with it like it should. Okay. Oof. It is a very warm day today. Don't know where, or don't know how bad it is where you are, but it is a very, very warm July day. And I am a very, very, very cheap person, so I do not like turning on my AC. I just got a fan going. I didn't even look up like I meant to. Ah! Oh well. Let's go to Edge. Let's go to this. And I think what we want is that. Then get rid of this and get rid of that. And then it should just be that. Okay. So let's move you to 0.75. Let's be safe and go to 0.8 actually. That's fine. Move this platform back up here. Delete all. Oh, of course I can't delete that. It left something there. Ah! I hate the merge tool sometimes. Delete that. I can't even delete that. Great. There has to be a better way to do this then, because that's just terrible. Can't delete anything! It's the worst. I hate having empty objects like that. maybe if I move this up here, I figured. But, what if I can't remember how to do it? I need to remember how to freeze transform. Transformation, freeze transformations. So if I do that, then delete this. Fine, I will just leave it. Leave it alone. I'll figure out how to get rid of it later. Man, I sound very spiteful. Not normally, not associate myself with that, but actually it's probably best that you're only watching me model right now. If I get frustrated at programming, I have been known to swear, and that would probably not be good on a stream. But it's just sort of a like Cobra commander level of curse my own incompetence sort of thing that I do quite often. So let's just go ahead and export that then. Export selection. I'm gonna find a way to get rid of those stupid extra transformations that drive me crazy. Because I hate having empty objects. Models, drag the cave back here, replace file and destination. Let's go back to Unity. Everything seems fine. Hit save, and bam. Probably could move myself a little bit closer. Oh, and I forgot to... Right, it's a new object. I forgot to, See, like, it's these empty doors that drive me crazy! Just make it impossible for me to look at. Let's add Mesh Collider. Oh, empty doors, empty transforms. I knew what I meant. We're over here. Yes, I like that a lot better. It's when you're looking straight ahead, you get a little bit of it at the bottom of your screen, but not enough that it, you know, is in your face. Is it high enough to jump on? Ah, crap, it is. Ah, no. Boo. I guess I could actually cheat and well, I don't know. There are a couple of ways I could deal with this. I could just put invisible walls up here where you can't just jump and get on there, and only have them be active if you're moving, or I could just, you know, not care, I guess, and let players jump up here. I need to change my movement scripts. Because if you get sort of like on a corner, since you're a capsule, if you get on a corner edge of that capsule and you start walking up something, you get this sort of like weird walking in place sort of thing. I mean, because I kind of like just letting players jump around. Well, I might just leave it. You know, I can't imagine that anyone's going to accidentally jump up and fall off while it's moving. It's going to have to be intentional. I cannot imagine it being unintentional. So yeah, I think I want to do that, because the last thing I want to do is sort of curtail player freedom, because then I would just be Thief 4. Ha! Pot shot at AAA Industry. Actually, I was just sort of angry at that whole you can't jump thing. Anyway, off topic, I guess. Yeah, I like it. 0.8 it is. You know, it's low enough that it won't hamper your vision, high enough that you can't accidentally jump off of it, and you actually have to try. You have to really want to get up here. See, like this is what I was talking about, how you slowly move forward, and I don't know why it does that. I think it's because it's trying to push you off, but it won't let you. I don't know. It's kind of wonky. So, yeah. And let me look up, because I didn't look up like I was supposed to. Hard to tell! Purely flat surface with not a lot of texture is very hard to look at and judge. I think it's fine. You know, you still jump. You feel like you got plenty of room to move around in here. Have a nice little switch here. Plenty of room. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. I'm willing to bet that we're probably not going to get to the bridge today. Because I'm way too slow. And I have to think a lot of things through as I do them. So that's that. Let's minimize that. Let's get back to the modeling software. Move you down to, what was it? 8. There we go. Object mode. W. Of course it is. We are going to move. Oh, actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's move you to here. Oh my god, I want to get rid of this transform stuff so bad. I hate having cluttered object outliners. Because it's nasty stuff that isn't going to be used. Nah. Sorry. I'm going to make terrible sounds as I lament my own lack of knowledge and skill set. So let's get rid of the center layer again. That way I can go through here. Let's go to face. Let's go back here. Go down. Whip. Delete that stuff. Go back here. Okay. Right. Okay. So let's go ahead and do this. Oh, no, I don't want faces. I want edge. So this, this, and this. So now it should just be these center ones. Then we're going to extrude. Looking at really? I did a odd number like that? That doesn't seem right. There we go. 1.25. That seems more like my style. There we go. Nice and even. Hard numbers. That's what I like. Okay, let's go back to vertex. So those two. So we're going to do edit mesh, merge components. Edit mesh, merge components. Edit mesh, merge components, and edit mesh, merge components again. Okay, so those are all merged, which means that everything should be hopefully nice and hunky-dory. Say a phrase that no one ever says. Edge. These, bridge this. These, bridge this. It's always bridging. Seems to be the big thing that I do when I model for TextQuest. Probably just because, like, you know, it's got a lot of straight edges, which means that I do a lot of connecting with straight edges. Are we not going to bridge? Why are you not bridging? Oh, it's because my shift key got stuck and held down. I need a new keyboard. My shift key gets stuck all the time. Okay, so that's going to be what the gear or the rail goes through. That'll look nice. You know what I just realized is one, I need a drink of Dr. Pepper. And two, if I let the player jump out of this area, or be able to jump up onto the edge, it is entirely possible that they will jump up onto the edge after they flip the switch to start the transition, and then they will be on this platform. I mean, you can get on the rail. You'll be able to get on the rail and just walk it to get to the other area as well. But that means that that means I probably should animate the thing or the gears like I was originally planning, because, well, actually, should I? Because I doubt that anyone would notice. Decisions. Well, at any rate, I'm not gonna animate them tonight. That'll be something I guess I try later. See if I can get it to look right. Again, it's such a small detail that it's not really necessary, but it's nice, I suppose. Okay, so let's go back to Edge. Let's highlight these. Connect all of these again. It's always the problem with working with edges is that it's very easy to accidentally select one that you didn't intend to, and then you get really bad results if you try to do anything. Let's go to Mesh, Fill. Okay, Vertex, connect these again. Connect components. Mesh, connect components. Yeah, like I said, I really need to, going way back to before, add divisions, there we go. Do shortcuts with Maya. I just always have this fear that I'll get rid of a shortcut that is incredibly common and useful, and then I'll never know what it is, and people will just say, well, do Control B, or something like that, which actually that's what I use for bridging. So I would have already screwed myself. Mesh tools, connect components. But I really need to just get over that fear. I don't know why. I've just always been the type of person who doesn't like to change the default sort of key bindings for stuff, unless it's just atrocious. All right, so this is going to be, what was it, -0.4, yep. You know, I very rarely rebind keys in games or anything like that. And normally that's only if, like I said, the control scheme is just utterly stupid. Like, if you've ever played the original System Shock, or, well, System Shock 2, I guess, not the original System Shock, although that controlled very terribly as well. You get really weird stuff like, what was it? I think X is backwards, not S. And S is, I don't even remember what S is, but there's stuff like rotate with E and Q or something like that. It's all wrong. Actually, no, I think it's like D and A rotate you instead of move you instead of strafe. It's just all kinds of messed up. So I had to go through and spend like 15 minutes rebinding those things. But generally, I tend not to do that. Okay, so that's like that. Do I want to have a fancy top? That would be a really, really stupid looking thing. Well, you know what? I guess we could take a look at some sort of Greek/Roman architecture to really get a feel for it. I've looked at a couple of things, but I want to. No, as I said before last week, I don't do curves, really. I do sort of tapered edges. That's as close as I'll get to curves. So I don't want to do, circular pillars for this sort of thing, and I think the metal work will help, or the metal theme for the magma area will help get rid of the need for those curves, but I still want it to be very distinctly sort of Roman or Greek. I guess I could look at like Byzantine or stuff like that, but I mean Byzantine, I'm pretty sure they had really curved stuff. I love their curves. I don't know. I think this is a pretty good spot though, because I'm from what it sounds like, I need to go look at some reference images, and I'm pretty sure that it would not be fun to just sort of sit there and watch me Google image search a bunch of stuff for reference. Yeah, we had a fairly productive time. You know, lowered the borders of stuff. Got a nice little lift started. Pretty good scale. And I think that's a pretty good place for us to stop this week. Or not this week, today. We'll be back again Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I always say Eastern Central Time. I would be a terrible TV host. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good place to stop today. Thank you for tuning into the stream, and I will see you all on Thursday. Inception.